In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at some creepy and strange TikTok facts that might have you looking at reality differently. Let's get it up.
This amazing spray can keep anything dry. Ultra Everdry is a super hydrophobic spray coating. While not designed specifically to keep clothing dry, the spray can be applied to a variety of surfaces. Take a look at what happens when you put it on bread, and look what happens when you put it on paper.
Nightmarish.
I wonder where you can get some of that stuff, because that would come in great handy. You know, I would put it on my skin or my food. But shoot, you know, I might put it on some shoes, clothes. I don't know.
Facts about your body that you probably shouldn't think about. Part 3. The acid in your body is strong enough to dissolve razor blades, which is why your stomach is in a constant battle to not digest itself. When you get a sunburn, your cells are dying.
That's crazy to think about. You know, the acid in your stomach. I know if acid in your stomach, but I didn't know you could break down razor blades. I mean, comment down below if you already knew that, or if you already were aware that it could break down something such as some kind of metal.
Trying to avoid becoming cancerous. A sneeze can blow out of your nose at over 100 miles an hour. So next time, be careful, because it's actually possible to break a rib simply by sneezing.
I'll say this, there are times whenever, like, yeah, you do feel it, like, you know, certain parts of your body, you sneeze hard enough. And, but I didn't know it shot out like 100 miles an hour, so it's a good thing it doesn't have, like, you know, a long distance shot on it. That'd be crazy. Sneeze on somebody from across the room. I know it's gross.
If you've ever been on a roller coaster and feel like your heartbeat is in your mouth, it isn't your imagination. Your organs are actually moving around inside your body.
Now see, I haven't ever felt like my heart was in my mouth, but I felt like my stomach definitely was. I'll say that.
Humans are bioluminescent, meaning that we glow in the dark, but our eyes are just too weak to see it. There's a condition known as fatal insomnia, where one day you can't go to sleep, and eventually you die because of this lack of sleep. You know that moment when you're about...
I mean, I'll say there's quite a few things that can be tied to lack of sleep. You know, of course, your health. Like, your body needs sleep to heal itself and keep its immune system strong. So I think there's certain things that are tied to, you know, not getting enough sleep for sure, which, you know, your health is just one of the many things, and your emotional health as well. So yeah, I mean, I think over time, if you lose or not getting enough amount of sleep, yeah, I think that could contribute to quality of life, and then, you know, that other thing.
About to fall asleep and suddenly you flinch because you feel like you're falling. This is actually known as a hypnic jerk, and it alerts your body that you're dying, or at least thinks that you're dying.
See, I didn't know that. I have heard, like, where, like, I've had it happen in school, and even sometimes if I take a nap as an adult, where I'd be sleeping on my desk, and all of a sudden I just feel like I just fell straight into my chair, and I fell as a guy. And what I'd heard it was from was if you were in an environment where your body, your brain maybe didn't feel so safe. It's like a defense mechanism, like, wake up, get up, this ain't safe, kind of like, you know, that kind of deal.
This is the most depressing city on Earth. This is the city of Norilsk in Russia. It was built by 500,000 Gulag prisoners. There are no roads that lead to Norilsk. The only way out is an airport or a port 40 miles away. It enters a continuous darkness for 45 days each year. It is also one of the most polluted cities on Earth. In 2016, the river turned red and people don't even know why. And on top of all that, the lifespan of a worker there is 10 years less than a normal worker in Russia.
Misophonia. Chances are.
Now, see, I would want to live somewhere where it's dark for, you know, just at night. And if there's a certain amount of days, and even over a month of, you know, worth of darkness, yeah, no, I'm good without living there, because then you lack of vitamin D, and having lack of vitamin D could lead to, you know, depression and other mental inconsistencies. You know what I mean? So for me, I couldn't live there ever. And then there's just a thought of, it's gonna take 40 miles to get somewhere to be able to leave that city. Well, I'm good. And then the pollution there, it definitely wouldn't help.
If you felt anger or even rage from the intro, you may have misophonia, a disorder in which sounds trigger an emotional or even a physical response, while an average person would describe sounds such as or.
Y'all let me know what emotion y'all felt at the beginning of the clip. Comment down below.
As annoying or even nearly unnoticeable. Someone with misophonia would describe the noise as something that could drive you crazy, and it may seem funny or even dramatic to you. It can seriously compromise things like your social life, eating habits, and even your mental health. It's also a bit more common than people usually expect, possibly affecting up to 50% of the world's adult population. Average hearing people rated babies crying and women screaming as highly disturbing, as did the people with misophonia, while sounds like chewing and breathing were rated much less disturbing. But the people with misophonia rated them just as disturbing as babies crying. Well, it's usually human noises that trigger a reaction.
And kind of crazy the things that you find out with, like, for example, misophonia, and then other things that you like, I never knew that was a thing. Didn't ever know there was a name for it, and then learn something new. So I was today years old when I found out about misophonia.
Action. It could also include things like tapping or typing. These sounds increase stress, invoke anger, anxiety, and even disgust. Some people with the disorder feel that because it's not physical, that they're overreacting and try to suppress it, which can increase physical effects. Things like a faster heartbeat, tension, shaking, and sweating, which can cause chronic stress, as being near to an eating or even breathing human is actually quite common, because apparently we need to do those things every day. This chronic stress they endure can actually lessen their life by almost 3 years. So you're literally chewing these people's lives away. While misophonia is not curable, the US has many clinics with a variety of treatments, including helping the worst of the worst cases, from providing distraction methods and offering headphones, all the way to cognitive behavioral therapy, helping to improve the life quality and eventually the daily functioning with the terrible torture of misophonia.
In honor of the 4th of July,
Comment down below if you already knew about misophonia before this video.
here are some facts about America that you probably don't know. The current American flag was designed by a 17-year-old kid. He did it for a school project and he got a B- on it. But his teacher eventually gave him an A after his flag was chosen to be the new official flag of the United States of America.
Dang, how crazy would that be? That an assignment that you're working on, you get a lesser grade and then it gets published somewhere, put out somewhere, put on display. Your teacher's like, oh, you deserve an A. I mean, for me, I think you deserve an A for the whole year. Just my opinion.
There isn't actually an official language for the United States. Although most people speak English, no language has ever officially been chosen. The United States has won more gold medals at the Olympics than any other country in the world, with a total of 1,022 gold medals. On any given day in America, 84 million adults are eating fast food, which is 37% of the entire American population.
As sad as it is, I don't doubt that at all. Think about whenever you're driving through somewhere, the fast food joint that you see passing by. A lot of them, like Chick-fil-A, for example. I don't ever see a time passing by Chick-fil-A there's not a line or lines there. And so, yeah, I mean, yeah, it's convenient, but it doesn't mean it's what we should eat. I myself, I'm guilty of still every now and again eating fast food to some degree. But McDonald's, no, I don't. I got nowhere. I don't mess around with McDonald's. Definitely not. I'm not going to be a choice of mine or an option now. So, but yeah, comment down below what y'all think about that. If y'all stay away from fast food, y'all's thoughts on fast food.
Of our Happy Meals. There are more guns in America than there are people. For every 100 American citizens, there's 101 guns. And lastly,
especially in Texas, I believe it.
There are over 75 million dogs living in America.
I don't know. I mean, I think that could be true to a degree. But, I mean, if you're already in a toxic relationship, engaging in this activity, I don't think that it would help. You may feel better. Y'all may not argue for minutes or hours afterwards, but if that's the only thing that'll keep the arguments from happening, then you might take the time to evaluate if you should stay in that relationship. Just my opinion. I mean, that could have some truth to it, you know what I mean? Because it's like that's probably one of the few, if not only, forms that a lot of guys get any kind of cardio. So, and they say that you burn a lot of calories throughout that activity. So, I mean, shoot, maybe it's true. I mean, I can see it being true. Let me know what y'all think. True. Just kidding. Let me know what y'all think.
Here's some things in our world that you need to be aware of. We've all been told that if you're in a plane and it's about to crash, to go into this position. Well, if you do that, you're most likely going to break your back and you're going to die immediately. That's because if you survive from a plane crash, you could sue the airlines millions of dollars. It sounds terrible to say, but no airline wants this. But the best way for you to survive a plane crash is to sit straight up and put your feet on the seat in front of you. Although your legs might break, but the chance of you surviving is a lot higher. Next, if you're on fake...
Now, I was about to say, putting the knees up like that he said it. We gotta definitely see that happening.
FaceTime or a Zoom call with someone and they put their hand out like this, then put it into this position, be aware, they are trying to tell you something. This is a non-verbal code people are using to say they need help. The people who use this signal probably don't want to say anything out loud because something bad might happen. So don't ignore it if you ever call somebody and they do this signal.
Here's how Jaffa...
There could also be some things too, if you know a person well enough and you know if they're off or if there's something that's kind of off.
Cakes are actually made. The large conveyor belt is greased, so the Jaffa cake mixture won't
I've never heard of a Jaffa cake. If y'all have, let me know. Tell me how they are.
stick. Then this machine deposits the Jaffa cake mixture onto the belt. It runs through huge ovens where it's cooked, staying inside for about 6 minutes. When the freshly baked cakes exit the oven, a laser measures their diameters. The cakes are then transported to the jam station where they are sorted into perfectly neat rows. The orange jam is added to the middle of each cake and then they are quickly cooled. The cakes are then flipped over into melted dark chocolate and flipped back again. They then go through another cooling machine, then are scanned for any traces of metal. Look, here's a defective Jaffa cake being blasted out of the line. And finally, they are packed into the cartons, ready for us to eat.
I definitely find it pretty interesting watching how a lot of things are made, whether it be certain mechanical devices, food, whatever have you. But I'm not gonna lie, that Jaffa cake looked pretty good.
There are 3 facts about the youngest sibling. Number 1, the youngest sibling is super creative. Studies have found that the youngest child usually chooses artistic careers such as architecture or content creation. Number 2, the youngest child is the most popular. Research shows that the youngest child is usually more social and has a bigger friend group. Number 3, the youngest is the funniest. Studies have found that the youngest child is more immersed in humor than the rest of their family.
Nail-biting facts that you'll wish you never knew. You sweat on average 26 gallons in bed per year. If you convert 26 gallons into pounds, that's equal.
So for those that wake up dry, don't think you sweat, you might have sweat at some point and then just dry it off. So I guess nobody's safe. Everybody gets sweat when they sleep.
Equivalent to 216.9 pounds a year you're just losing from sweating. Some tumors can have teeth, muscle, hair, and bone. It's called teratoma, and the most common place to get it is right in your testicles. Be careful with that one. Disneyland is filled with...
That'd be scary. Sorry, I don't mean to laugh, but dang, like just that mental image of that thing that looked like a gremlin with teeth and eyeballs. But that's crazy. I have seen, years ago where there was like a mask that was removed and it had like teeth in it and whatnot. So that's interesting though. And testes.
Nothing but dead human remains. Thousands of families every year sprinkle their loved ones' ashes all over the rides. Apparently it's such a big issue that staff is well aware of this going on. The dirtiest part of your house is actually the sink. In fact, sinks contain more poop than an actual toilet seat. So just because someone washes their hands doesn't mean they're always clean.
I guess that could be true whenever you think about the radius that, if y'all have ever seen like a video where they put like the black light to like around the toilet after you flush it and whatnot, that you can see all the germs and everything like that are just around it. So it's pretty interesting. So I can see that, especially if I think it's like a 6-foot radius that germs are spread out from the toilet. So if your sink's right there next to it, I mean I can see it. That's gross to think about.
In just 7 hours, elephants poop enough to outweigh an adult human. And for the last one, if a koala bear ever pees on you, you need to go get tested for STDs. That's because koala bear's pee contains chlamydia.
These are the weirdest...
How? Tell me how. The things you find out.
jobs you'll ever hear about. This one is a professional pusher. Japan has employed people to push others into trains so that
Cram
nobody's
them in.
late for
Cram
work.
everybody. Get
They get
everybody.
paid about
Get all the
1,000
customers on
yen per
board.
hour. Full-time Netflix viewer. They just watch all of their content and they tag it in the appropriate genre. And the average salary is about $69,900 per year.
Dang, that's not bad just for some watching some movies and being like, okay, I want it to be action. I think this is comedy. Even though, let me know if y'all have ever seen this where if you've seen a movie, like for example, I saw one that I know 100% is an action movie, but yet it was put under the comedy category. Make that make sense.
And professional sleeper. Yes, you can actually get paid to sleep. You sleep while scientists conduct research about
Anybody who
sleep
doesn't sleep,
disorders, and you can get paid
sign
up
up.
to $2,700 for 2 weeks.
Well, that's it for today's video. I hope that y'all enjoyed. If you did, please leave a like, comment below, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell for future uploads. I greatly appreciate it. Y'all have a good one. Be safe. Till next time.